Hello students, welcome to this session of OOC class. So today's class will be discussing about event handling or event delegation model in Java. So before we understand what exactly is your event handling, let us try to understand the scenario, okay, that make you to come across why this particular event handling is required, and basically how do you handle this particular various events. So now, as I told you that there are two different ways to develop your Java applications. The first way is nothing but you can use a command user interface to develop Java applications. And second approach is nothing but you can develop your GUI applications. So whenever you are developing the GUI applications, we are going to make use of various GUI components, like the GUI components may be the labels, text fields, it can be checkboxes, it can be a radio buttons, it can be a list, it can be a menu, it can be a drop down list, right? So these are all nothing but it can be a frames. So all these basically are nothing but comes under a category of GUI components. Making use of these particular components, you can develop any Java application. You can develop a GUI Java application, something like this. So in this particular slide, you can see that if at all, say for example, you want to develop a GUI application, okay, so basically we go for a concept called as an AWT, whatever we have discussed in the previous class. We have understood some basic components with respect to AWT, and we have developed some simple GUI applications. For example, say here in this particular thing, what I'll do is, okay, I'll go back here. Okay, I'll open calculator, CALC calculator. I'll just open this particular calculator, share the screen, and where is my calculator? See, suppose if I've opened a calculator here, say I've opened a calculator, So what is this providing you? This is basically a GUI. Say for example, I'll tell 7 plus 3 is equal to, see here, it is accepting two numbers, and it is when I press on equal to, it is say displaying the result. So something like this, I need to develop a GUI. This is a calculator, so this is a GUI for your calculator. So something like this, even in case like whenever I want to perform some of the operation, okay, so so I'll just share it. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, go back here, and okay, so like this we can suppose say this is a simple GUI application I'm trying to develop, where I'm asking the user to enter the first number and I'm asking the user to enter the second number. When the user clicks on say some button add, okay, I've designed an add button. So when I click on add, the addition of these two whatever the values are, they should get displayed here. So now the question is similarly you can perform whatever the operations you want. So I have basically designed a button subtraction, multiplication. You can have a number of buttons designed like this. Now the question is, once you have designed your GUI for your Java application, something like this, now what should happen? Say for example, when I click on add, do you think that when I have say designed this particular add does something by itself? Do you think that some operation is being performed by this particular add button alone by this button itself? Definitely no. Similarly on subtract, if I click on subtract, automatically I'm going to get the result? No. So why? Because you can see that physically I have created these particular buttons, but behind this particular buttons I have not written any code. Correct? I have not written any code. That is reason. So I have created a GUI application. When I click on this particular thing, some of my intention is some operation. When I click on add, addition of two numbers should happen and result should come here. When I click on the subtraction, addition of that subtraction of two numbers should happen and result should come and display here. That is my intention. Correct? So now if at all you want something to happen, something like this, okay, so we are basically when I click on add, somebody should be in a position, should be in a position to listen to that particular event. Basically when I click on any button, button will raise an event. Any button will raise an event, whether it is an add or subtract, multiply. The buttons, basically any GUI component for that matter, will raise an event. So now whenever an event is being raised, okay, somebody should be there on the other side to handle that particular event. Correct. For example, let me consider I am explaining you something. Somebody should be there at the other end to listen. Correct. So audience should be there for listening. Correct. So in the same way, whenever I click on the add button, what gets generated? Event gets generated. So somebody should handle that particular event, right? Who is going to handle the event? This listener should be there. Listeners basically will handle the event. Okay. So when listener handle the event, basically the listeners will be responsible to provide the implementation for those particular things, whatever you have clicked on, from where the event got generated. So this is a brief scenario I have given you. So whenever we perform any operation, whenever we click on any particular GUI component, GUI components will raise an event. Somebody is required to handle those particular event. Who is going to handle? Listeners are going to handle those particular event. Correct. So that is the this is a brief example I've given you in order to understand what exactly your event handling is. And let me go for the next one. So already I've explained this particular component, right? What is this particular component? Okay, so basically in case of your Java provides a standard and consistent mechanism to generate the events and also to handle the events. As I told you that, suppose in this particular example, see, we need some sources will generate the event. Which are the sources that generates the event? Different GUI components, because you will be designing your user interface using your GUI components, various GUI components. So those GUI components will become the sources who generates the what is that they're going to generate? Event. Who is supposed to handle the event? The listeners. We should have some listeners to handle that particular. Sources will generate the event. Who will handle the event? Listeners will handle the event. For example, I am taking a button here, and name of the button I given is click here. So this is one of the GUI component. Yes or no? So this is one of the GUI component. Who raises the event? The GUI components will raise the event. So one GUI component which I've considered in this example is click here. Okay. When I click on this particular button, it generates an event. So what is the name of the event it generates? The button generates which event? Action event it generates. This is predefined. Action event is predefined. So now this event which is generated should be handled by who? Should be handled by my listener. Okay. Now you may be wondering, like, here I've written a listener, but here I've written a my listener. Why is that different? Okay. So now one of the important point you need to understand here is, see, whatever the events that different GUI components generates. Okay, whatever the events the different GUI components generates. Okay, so this sources, the GUI components or the GUI components which raises an events, all these particular things are predefined in Java. Okay, and similarly the actions which the event which basically they're going to generate, these are things also all predefined in Java. So your events in Java as well as the sources that generates, the different sources that generates the event, so these two are predefined in Java. We have predefined classes in Java for the GUI components that raises the event and type of events they are going to raise. These are predefined classes we have already. But whoever is going to handle that particular event, we don't have predefined classes in Java to handle the event, but user is supposed to write his or her own program. Okay, we are supposed to write our own Java classes to handle these particular events. That is the reason I have written my listener. So my listener is nothing but a user defined class using which we are going to handle those particular events that is being raised by this particular click here button, that is action event we are supposed to handle here. So my listener will be the user defined class. Now after understanding this, let us try to understand what are the different sources we have. I told you that the different GUI components which generates the events are also predefined, and the type of events they generate is also predefined. These two are predefined, and this is nothing but we need to write our own class to implement in order to handle those particular events. Let us see what are the different types of GUI components we have. Okay, so let us try to understand what are the different GUI components we have, what are the different events each and every GUI component raise, and how do we handle them. Okay, all these three we are going to see in the next slide. For example, let me consider button is a GUI component. As we know that button is a GUI component. So whenever you place your button as part of your GUI application, when you click on a button, so what type of event it generates? It generates action event. Now, this action event should be handled by some listener. So which is the listener basically that is going to handle? It is action listener. One thing you need to understand here, action listener, whatever I am writing here, it is nothing but an interface. Action listener, what I am writing here, it's an interface. So now whenever whenever I tell something like called as an interface, what exactly is your interface? So when I tell an interface will have only the function prototype of it will contain a set of methods, but only the function prototype of methods will be part of an interface. That's what we have understood in the concept of interface in case of your say third module, right? So what exactly is an interface? Interface consists of a set of methods, and which the methods means only the function prototype of the methods will be part of the interface. Now, so this is the interface what we have. So inside the interface, which are the methods that are present is this is the only one method. So PV I have written public void action perform, and basically I'm creating an object. AE is nothing but an reference variable of type what? Action event. What type of event it is generating? Action event. Action event. I'm creating a basically variable for that. Okay, so now this is nothing but an interface. Inside that interface I have only one method. So inside that particular method I'm trying to handle this particular event. Which event? Action event. I'm creating a reference for it. Similarly, not only you're going to come across button while creating your GUI application, you may come across text field also as part of your GUI when developing your Java GUI application. Text field where you're going to ask the user to enter the text. Similarly, whenever you start entering the information into the text box may get focused or highlighted. So what is the event it generates when you start entering? Focus event it generates. So now, which interface can handle this? Focus listener interface we have. In that interface, how many methods are there? Two methods are there. Which are the two methods? Focus gain and focus loss. So which event you are supposed to handle? Focus event you are supposed to handle. So I have created a reference for it. Okay. Similarly, you may come across different GUI components like say text area, checkboxes, radio button, list, choice, menu, and what are the different events they are going to generate? Whatever the different events they are going to generate, you can see in this particular list. And similarly, these events will be handled by which type of interfaces? Those interfaces are also being provided, and what are the different methods associated with each and every interfaces? You can see in the last column, that is the listener methods, right? Now, in addition to this particular GUI components, we also have some more additional components like your scroll bar will be there. Whenever you say move your scroll bar towards left or towards the right, this is the event that gets generated. So which interface will handle that? Adjustment listener will handle this is the interface that is going to handle. So how many methods are part of this particular interface? Only one method. Okay, so similarly you have Windows GUI component, you come across mouse GUI component, your keyboard. So what are the different events they are going to generate? You can see here, and which are the different interfaces that is going to have, we're going to handle those particular events. Now we can see that in each interface which are the different methods that we have. Just you can have a look over here. Now, in order to implement, see, I just theoretically I've shown you that which are the different GUI components you can use, okay, which are the different events each and every GUI component will generate, and which is the interface that can handle that particular events. We have seen, and what are the different methods present as part of each and every listener interface we have seen. Now, once we have understood this, we need to convert this theoretical concept into your practical example. Okay, so to convert this particular theoretical concept into practical example, so I'm taking an example of your window event. So observe clearly, what is that we are trying to do? Window is nothing but a GUI component. Which event it generates? Window event it generates, which is a listener interface that handles it, window listener. And how many methods that a window listener interface has? You can count it here. You have basically 7 methods that your window listener should handle. So now we are going to try to provide an implementation for this particular window GUI component. So now to understand that particular thing, so I'm going to open a new file. Okay, so basically what should we do here? Okay, what should we do here? Since we are dealing with your window component, so I am going to make use of your frame concept, what we have discussed, like similar to your previous examples. So what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to definitely import, okay, Java dot awt dot, okay, star, because frame is also part of this. And since here we are discussing, because different GUI components will generate an event, so all those particular events are present in a package import. Okay, I can write awt dot event, okay, event dot star. Okay, so all my events will be present as part of this particular package. So now what should I do after doing this? Now, as I was telling you that each and every event that different GUI components, whatever GUI components generates the event, who is supposed to handle? Your listener should be there. So the listeners are not inbuilt classes. They are nothing but they are present in the form of an interface. So now, how do you provide? Say, when I tell it is in the interface, means interface will be having a set of methods whose prototype will be part of your interface. So now, basically, in case of your Windows, what is the interface basically we have in Windows? So the interface what we have is a window listener, and which are the function prototype present? 7 methods, function prototype methods are present as part of this interface. Now, who should provide the implementation details for all these particular 7 methods? Okay, so we need to create a user defined class. So has to provide the implementation for all. So I am going to write a user defined class, say I have J. So now I need to provide implementation for all the classes that are part of your window listener interface. So what keyword I should use? So the keyword which I should use is nothing but implements, because my class is providing the implementation for all the methods that are part of your, say, window listener. Okay, this is the name of the interface, window list Windows listener. So I need to, my class should provide implementation for how many methods? For 7 methods. So which is the first method? It has to provide implementation. The first method, as you can see from the slide, is public, okay, void. Okay, so for which is the first one? I have the first one is nothing but window opened. This is the method what I have. So OPENED, open. Now, which event actually I am supposed to handle? Say, I told you that for events, which is the type of event? Basically, it is going to generate. So you can see this particular thing, which is the event? Window event. It's an inbuilt class. Window event is an inbuilt class. Similarly, window is also inbuilt. Window event is also inbuilt. Only this is the user defined interface. This is the interfaces what we have. These interfaces should be we need to define function definition for all these particular methods which are part of this particular interface in our own class. So we need to provide the function definition for all these functions by defining our own class. So what we are supposed, so already this window event is there. So my code should handle that particular window event. So what is that? So it is, okay, window event. This is an inbuilt event. So I'm going to give some create an object of something, say y. Okay, so now what is that? Simply I'm going to, as of now, to make it simple, I'm going to just print it. Okay, system dot out dot, okay, println. Okay, so just I'm going to print it. I'm going to tell that window, this is a message I'm going to print, window opened. This is a simple message I'm going to print. Okay, so this is the implementation for the first method. Similarly, so what I should do, I should provide implementation for all the remaining 6 methods. So which is the next method? It is window. What is that? Once this is done, what is that? Window, say for example, closed. Okay, window closed. Okay, so now again it is the same event only. So here window closed, I'll write window closed. Okay, similarly I need to provide implementation, okay, for all the other methods. Okay, so control P, just I'm going to copy it and paste it. Okay, window closed. Okay, closing. Okay, SING, window closing. CLOSING, yes, window closing. CLOSING. Just I'm going to make it simple. I have taken the example to be very simple, so as to make you understand. Okay, next one we have Windows. Say for example, you can see these methods. there in the slide, activated, windows activated, window activated. Okay, so for our reference, I'm going to write this as, okay, activated. And similarly, okay, control B, we have window deactivated, okay, deactivated. Okay, similarly, what I can do is, here I'm going to write it as, okay, deactivated, deactivated. Okay, similarly, I'm going to write control V. So another thing what I have is iconified, window iconified. Okay, so for my reference, I'm going to write it as iconified, iconified. Okay, so another method I need to provide an implementation, that is window de-iconified, de-iconified, or I need to provide implementation for all these particular 7 methods. Okay, whatever is there, iconified. Okay, so I have, now what I have done is, so I have provided the implementation for, okay, for, you can see that I provided the implementation details for all the methods. I have provided the implementation details. So this is my user defined class, this is my user defined class. So using which I have implemented, I have provided the implementation for all the methods which are part of this interface, that is window listener, LISTNER, Windows listener. Okay, so now I have basically provided the implementation. Now what should I do? What should you do? I need some frame. No, to illustrate all this particular operation, I need some frame. I need some frame. So now the question is, I need to create a frame. So how do I create it? Class, say for example, my frame I'm going to define. So it extends which one? Okay, it should, my class should act as a frame class. So I should extend which class? Frame class. Okay, so now what do I do? So now basically I need to define some of the properties for my frame, right? So how do I do that? I define constructor for my this one. Okay, so now I define a constructor for my this particular class who has to define the properties for a frame. So what are the various properties you can define for your frame? Already in the previous examples we have seen how to define the properties for your frame, right? So for example, I'll take this particular example. Okay, just one second, I'll take some example. Okay, already we have seen this particular thing, how to define properties for your frame. Okay, just I'll take it, control C, and say I'll go back, say for example your stop share, I'll go back here. So where is my this one? Okay, so now I'll just open this particular program. Okay, so this one I'm just control V. Okay, control V. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go back here. So okay, what I've done is, say I've just defined, okay, frame F. Okay, so what I'll do is delete. So I'm not supposed to use this, I'm going to use this keyword, and again this keyword I'm going to use. Okay, so again I'm going to use this keyword. Okay, and similarly I want to set the background color for a frame. Say for example, I'm going to use this keyword. Okay, so now this is the properties which basically I need to set for my frame. Okay, I've set all the properties. Now I'm going to close this particular frame class. Now what should I do? I need to define my main method of a Java program. For that reason, I'm going to write my own class, say for example G, inside which I'm going to define the main method. So how do we define it? Okay, public void main, okay, string, okay, string args, okay, string args. Okay, so now inside this I need to create object, I need to create an object for this particular class. So how to create an object for this particular class, frame class? It is my f. Okay, it is my f space, say for example I'll give it as f is equal to new my f. So this is how I'm going to create an object for my user defined frame. Okay, okay, see you. Okay, so now let us save this, control S. Okay, g dot, say for example g dot java. Okay, g dot java, I have done it. Now let us try to run this, let us try to run this. Okay, I'll go here. Okay, you can see here java, say g dot java. Okay, no, so I need to use java c, right? Java c g dot java. So what is there? You have something in line number 62. So go back to your program. Go back to your program. Line number 62, it is showing you some error. Just have a look. Okay, you have some additional thing here. Delete. Okay, so Control S, save this. Okay, go back here. Okay, go back here. So run your program. Okay, we'll compile your program. Okay, so now it is telling implements window listener. Okay, window listener. What is this? Is it small or capital? Most probably it should be. Okay. So just we'll see here. We'll go back to your this one PPT and just see what is that window listener. Capital window. Okay, window listener. Capital window listener. So we'll go back here and we'll check it out. What is the error? Why you are getting error? Okay, window listener. Window Listener, Stener, window listener. Okay, Control S. Okay, so now stop it here, go back here and execute your program. Okay, first you compile the program. So now successfully compiled. Let us run this Java, say for example G, Java C. So you're getting an error telling that Java G main method is not static in class. Main method, okay, main method is not static in class. If these define the main method as public static void main string args. Okay, main method is not static in class G. What do you mean by this? Main method is not static in class G. So let us see this. What is this? Public static void main. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll check it out. Okay, we'll check it out. What's the problem? Class J implements Windows listener. Fine. So we have implemented for all the provided the implementation for all. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 methods. What is that? It's telling public static I've left. Okay. Static, public static. Okay. Save this. Okay. Go back to your execution. Compile your program. Once again, run your program. See, now we are going to get this particular frame. Now you got this particular frame. So now what should you do? What should you do? See, now your frame, whatever the operations I'm doing here, see, whenever I'm just minimizing, when I close this button, for example, closing is not happening, and minimization and maximization is happening. You see, if I'm not written any other code, only this much I've written. Earlier also it was to happen all this, but minimize, maximize, see, everything will happen, but closing will not happen. So now, how do I add that particular additional code? Okay, see here. Now, basically, this is one basically was this program is almost similar to the similar to the previous program. But how this is different? We have something I provided the implementation details for this, and we have set the properties for a frame, and we have created a object for this particular frame class. Now, what extra thing we are supposed to do here? Now, we know that whatever the button that gets created, whatever the button basically that got created, whenever I click on any one of this button, say when I try to click on minimize, or whenever I'm trying to click on minimize or maximize button, or when I click on close, okay, some operation should happen. It should, when I click on this particular window, this is a window I have created, when I perform any operation on this particular window, event should get generated and event should be handled. Yes or no? Event should be handled. Yes or no? That's what that is the thing that should happen. So if event should be handled, so okay, so now okay, so basically we have to register who is going to handle those particular events. Your window listener will handle that, means which is the class that handles the events. So J is the class. So this J class should get registered with your frame class. Your J, whatever the user defined class where you are providing the implementation, basically should be registered with your frame class. How does it gets registered? How does it gets registered? Okay, this dot, this means always refers to your frame. This dot, okay, this frame should basically should get registered with your this one. So add. So what should I give? What should I give here? So which is the type of event that gets registered? It is the window. So you can see your PPT. You can see your PPT. What is that? Basically, I need to write it here. Okay. So so just we'll go to your PPT and just check it out. So what is the name of the thing we need to handle? So it is nothing but add window listener. Add window listener. Right. So we'll go back here and just we'll write add window, listener, add window listener. So which one, basically you're registering which one? Add window listener. So this is the add window. See, this is the listener you're trying to add. Now which class is providing the implementation for it? So now I need to create an object of that particular class. How do we create an object? New. And what is the name of the class which is providing the implementation? Okay, so J. Okay, see, J. Okay, so let us control S. Okay, so now let me run this particular program. Okay, this I need to stop it, compile this particular program. Here again it is telling that, okay, some error is there in the particular syntax. So we'll go back here. Okay, we'll see basically what is the syntax. Okay, the syntax is basically I'm supposed to give like this. Okay, and provide a closing button like this. New j of this is how basically I need to write it. Okay, control S. Okay, let us go back and run the program. First compile it. Okay, run this. See now you can observe clearly, see, whenever I perform, say for example, minimization operation, see what you are getting on the window. Okay, so I'll try to see what is that. You can observe this output screen. Okay, see, when I try to perform, say when I click on this X mark, see what is getting? Closing, but it's not closed. It is telling closed, but your program is still running. See, when I perform minimization operation, see when I try to perform maximization of operation, when I try to perform the close operation, see, events are getting generated, and the code, whatever the code you have written, the code is getting executed. Events are being properly handled. But when I click on the close button, it is not closing. Okay, so for that reason, what I am going to do is, okay, so what I'll be doing is, okay, what I'll be doing is I'll go back to my program. Okay, so I'll once I closing, no, window closed. Okay, let it display the window closing. Okay, after window closing, let it say for example, to come out of the window. Okay, dot system dot exit off, say for example 0. So I'm supposed to write like this. So save your program. Okay, so go back to your execution. Okay, so here just will compile a program. Okay, see here. So now here, say for example, I'll minimize. You can see something has come here. Windows are activated. See, I'll try to maximize my screen. Okay, see here, it's coming like something like this. See, when I click on close, now you can see your window will be closed. See, it is closed now. Window is being closed. Means whatever the code we are writing, so events are getting generated. When I click on this particular, say when I click on this particular thing on minimize maximize buttons, so events are getting generated. Who is handling those particular events? To handle those particular events, we have written this particular code. Okay, we have written this particular code. So hope so all of you have understood this particular concept, how to handle the different window events. Whatever your window generates, these are the different events. Basically window will generate a window event. So how to handle those particular events? So this is a simple program. Okay, so hope so all of you have understood. Okay, we'll stop here.